Pop Smoke was an American rapper and songwriter who had a net worth of $2 million at the time of his death. He was best known for his mixtape Meet the Woo 2. Unfortunately, he was murdered in February 2020 at the age of 20. Pop Smoke early life. Bashar Baraka Jackson was born on July 20th, 1999, in Brooklyn, New York City, to a Jamaican mother, Audrey Jackson, and a Panamanian father, Greg Jackson. He had an older brother named Obasai. Jackson attended 9 different schools while growing up in Canarsie, Brooklyn. He played the African drums in his local church as a child. Jackson was expelled from 8th grade for bringing a gun to school. He spent 2 years on house arrest after being charged with possessing a weapon. Jackson started playing basketball as a point and shooting guard. He relocated to Philadelphia to enroll in Rocktop Academy. He was later forced to leave after being diagnosed with a heart murmur, and Jackson eventually turned to street life. Pop Smoke personal life. On January 17, 2020, after returning from Paris Fashion Week, Jackson was arrested by federal authorities at John F. Kennedy International Airport after stealing a Rolls-Royce Wraith, valued at $375,000, whose owner reported it stolen after Jackson had reportedly borrowed it in California for a music video shoot on the condition it would be returned the next day. Investigators believed he arranged for the car to be transported on a flatbed truck to New York. He posted a photo of himself in front of the stolen car on Instagram and Facebook. The car was recovered by authorities at Jackson's mother's house in the Canarsie section of Brooklyn. On February 19, 2020, Jackson was renting a house through Airbnb owned by the Real Housewives star Teddy Mellencamp and her husband, Edwin Arroyo, in Hollywood Hills, California. At around 4:30 a.m., 5 hooded men, including one wearing a ski mask and carrying a handgun, broke into the house through a second-story balcony. The intruders held a gun to a woman's head and threatened to kill her. Shortly thereafter, the woman heard the men shoot Jackson 3 times after an altercation. The LAPD received news of the home invasion from a call from the East Coast. Police arrived at the home 6 minutes later and found Jackson with multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. A few hours later, he was pronounced dead. He was 20 years old. On February 21st, the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner coroner revealed that the cause of Jackson's death was a gunshot wound to the chest. The LAPD at first suspected that Jackson's death was gang-related, as he was tied to the Crips. However, the LAPD later believed his death was the consequence of a home robbery gone wrong. In May 2021, a 15-year-old, the youngest of the 4 intruders, allegedly admitted to killing Jackson over a diamond-studded Rolex during a recorded interview with a cellmate at a juvenile detention center. The 15-year-old told the cellmate that Jackson at first complied with their requests for jewelry but then tried to fight them, and a confrontation broke out in which Jackson was pistol-whipped and shot with a Beretta M92. The intruders made off with his Rolex, which they sold for $2,000. The day before his murder, the rapper also posted a story on Instagram and Facebook of gifts he had received. One showed the house's full address on the packaging, giving out its location. Days after his tragic death, Pop Smoke's girlfriend, known on social media as Yummy Yellow, broke her silence to pay tribute to the popular rapper. The more I get to thinking, I realize I tend to have a cold heart, but you melted mine so quickly. Pop, I love you. I adore you. You exceeded my expectations as a man. I tried to protect you from everything, you know that. Jackson's body was originally planned to be buried at the Cypress Hills Cemetery, but was later changed to Greenwood Cemetery. Family, friends, and fans of Jackson gathered in his hometown of Canarsie, Brooklyn, to show their respects. His casket was pulled in a horse-drawn carriage and was surrounded by glass windows and white curtains. On September 11, 2021, it was discovered that his grave site was vandalized, with the headstone smashed. On July 9, 2020, 3 adult men and 2 minors were arrested for the murder of the rapper. Pop Smoke professional career. In a Genius interview, he stated that his artist name of Pop Smoke is a combination of Papa, a name given to him by his Panamanian grandmother, and Smoko Gowop, a nickname from childhood friends, and it was also his old Instagram name. He first attempted rapping during a 2018 visit to a Brooklyn recording studio with Jay Guapo. In late 2018, he was rapping over a beat from 808 Mello's YouTube channel. Jackson recorded a track titled NPR, Panic Part 3 Remix, during the session. On January 28, 2019, he released Flexin'. Meanwhile, Jackson befriended producer Rico Beats, who was acquainted with record executive Steven Victor. On April 23, 2019, Jackson released his breakout single, Welcome to the Party, that was produced by 808 Mello. Many remixes of the song were later recorded, with the commercially released versions featuring Nicki Minaj and the other featuring Skepta. Jackson released his debut mixtape Meet the Woo on July 26, 2019. From October to December 2019, Jackson released multiple singles, including War with Lil TJ. On December 27, 2019, Jackson appeared on Travis Scott's Cactus Jack Records compilation album Jack Boys on the song Gaddy, which was also accompanied by a music video. Gaddy debuted and peaked at number 69 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, giving Jackson his first and only Hot 100 appearance before his death. On January 16, 2020, Jackson released Christopher Walking. On February 7, 2020, 12 days before his death, Jackson released his second mixtape Meet the Woo 2. The mixtape debuted at number 7 on the U.S. Billboard 200, earning Jackson his first top 10 hit in the United States. Jackson teased to social media his debut headlining concert tour Meet the Woo Tour to promote both his mixtapes. The tour was planned to begin in the U.S. in March and end in the U.K. in April. Dior, the second single off Meet the Woo, became Jackson's first posthumous solo hit. At the beginning of March 2020, American rapper 50 Cent announced on his Instagram that he had decided to executive produce and finish Jackson's debut studio album. After his announcement, 50 Cent called artists like Roddy Ricch, Drake, and Chris Brown, wanting to feature them on the record. Pop Smoke had wanted to take his mother to an awards show, prompting 50 Cent to promise to take her to one when the album was complete. On April 16, 2020, a documentary on Pop Smoke's life was announced to be in the works. Pop Smoke's debut studio album was posthumously released on June 12, 2020. The album was named Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. The album's fifth single, What You Know About Love, ended up peaking at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100, giving Pop Smoke his second top 10 hit in the U.S. Pop Smoke Real Estate. Pop Smoke showed an early interest in real estate investments. Before his tragic death, he had reportedly purchased a property in the Hollywood Hills for $2.5 million. This investment showcased his business acumen and his plans for diversifying his wealth beyond music. Thanks for watching, and kindly don't forget to subscribe. You may also like and share this video to family and friends.